Welcome back to Twin Tarot. I'm David.
I'm Gary.
And today we're going to read on everybody's favorite Uncle Vlad.
Vlad the Impaler?
Vladimir Putin, the shirtless alpha.
Oh my goodness.
For manly men everywhere to admire. Putin has, Donald Trump has long admired strong men, especially Putin. Won't say a bad word about Putin about anything. And what's interesting is, Putin apparently helped Donald Trump get elected. And then the first thing they do on Russian state TV is start showing nudes of Melania from her modeling days, snickering and mocking that, this is what the first lady is going to look like, which is weird because she was first lady before and they didn't do that. So what's changed? Second, they were referring to Donald Trump in the diminutive. So they're talking down about him on state TV. Mind you, for Russian state TV, you don't do things that Putin wouldn't like because that's a one-way ticket down an elevator shaft.
Yep.
You get the express elevator, no elevator, all landing.
That's the Christmas elevator, right?
Yeah, and third is with that, it's like, what's changed? Because there seems to be a different dynamic. If you're wanting stuff from Trump, humiliating him is not exactly the strongest way to get there. Oh, the third one was the head of intelligence for Russia basically saying, Trump used favors from others to win the election, and we expect him to pay back those favors.
Yep.
It's like you're implying that Trump basically cheated and that you helped him cheat, and you're not embarrassed at all about saying it out front. So did they help him cheat? And is the purpose of this to humiliate Trump, to extract concessions from Trump, to wreak havoc in the America's standing in the world? I tend to believe the latter because none of these make sense from a strategic point of view, because you could just keep it secret and just say, hey, we own you, and you're going to pay up, and we don't need to advertise it. There's an arrogance, which it's like that arrogance is better explained by, no, we want to take down America altogether, collapse it in on itself in the Civil War, rather than actually, it's almost like having America collapse from within is more valuable to Russia than anything that they would extract from it. And now that I think about it, Gary and I were talking, someone's speculation, well, Putin wants the sanctions lifted. Okay, yeah, he could get that by getting Trump to say the sanctions are lifted. Or you can get that by causing the American democracy to collapse in on itself. And then who's going to enforce the sanctions? America, who's like in an emotional civil war, they won't have time for any of that. So not only do you get the sanctions lifted, but then you have turmoil in the United States.
Well, and you weaken your chief rival without firing a shot.
Exactly.
And there's a couple other things too. You had the three airplanes, the UAE, the Russia airplane, and Trump's plane were parked on the tarmac together. And there's some speculation that there was some shenanigans going on there. There was one more I had in my mind, but Putin's in this war with Ukraine. Oh, the other thing I was thinking of was, Musk and Donald have been in conversations with Putin over the last couple of years. And the first thing that kind of struck me was, I wonder if Putin and Donald had some conversations about the war in Ukraine, about, Donald basically saying he can end it in 24 hours. And Putin was expecting Donald to lean on Zelensky to have Ukraine end the war on Russia's terms. And Zelensky and Donald have now both pushed back, saying, no, that's not going to happen. And now Putin's not happy with that because Putin thought that he and Donald had an agreement. Putin helped Donald potentially win an election. He certainly interfered. I mean, there was no doubt between bomb threats, misinformation, disinformation that Russia interfered. And they may have interfered through actual fraud in the election results.
Sure.
And now Donald's going back on the agreement saying, yeah, well, no, that's not the way this war is going to end. Or I can't get Zelensky to do what you want him to do. And now
Trump's out there saying, I called Putin, told them to knock it off. And Putin's saying, no, you didn't. There's no phone call between us.
Yeah, so, yeah, exactly. So clearly Putin's got an axe to grind with Donald Trump right now.
There's some arm twisting going on here. So I want to start this one off because I want to look at the energy around Putin and Trump's relationship as it currently stands.
Now, this is for entertainment purposes only, just in case you were confusing.
I did not sleep at a Holiday Inn Express. I am not suddenly a master diplomat here. But what's the energy between Putin and Trump? Three of Coins, backroom deals and agreements. Maybe those backroom deals and agreements they have aren't panning out. King of Cups, emotional insecurity. Oh God, it's the daddy issues. We had agreements, and it's almost like people aren't honoring the agreements. The relationships changed in the past. I think it's more that Russia had stuff on Trump, and Trump was tied to Russia. Now it's like there's a new energy here that for some reason Trump feels like he's free of Putin. Not that he doesn't want Putin's daddy issue type influence here, but there's a strange dynamic that's different. And this could be the agreements that he's made with Zelensky about rebuilding in Ukraine. There's more money for Trump to support Ukraine than there is that he would get out of Russia, because it's all about money and transactions. Mm-hmm. The transactions and agreements that Trump may have had with Putin are no longer valid because these are new transactions, even more money. And, so hard decisions are going to be made. Oh, geez. I wouldn't mess with Putin. This is Russia saying, hey, we had agreements in the past, and we'll pull out the big stick. I think, like a mob boss, Russia is pulling out. Yeah, they're sending messages. They are absolutely sending messages to Trump to honor the agreements and the payments that they've done in the past. And if Trump wants to be a fool, well, Russia has no problem taking it to the next level. Yep. And just ratcheting up the pressure on them.
Okay, so we go a couple different ways. We can ask, what's Russia got planned?
How much to read on Trump? How's Trump reacting to Russia ratcheting up the pressure? Will Trump, will he cave into Russia's ratcheting up, or is he just going to ignore it? Or maybe you can ask, what happens if Trump ignores it? And I can ask, what happens if he falls in the line with it?
Okay. Trump ignores the pressure from Russia.
And I'm going to ask, what happens if Trump concedes to that, yields to that pressure?
4-card, or you want to do a full spread?
4-card. I can do 4-carders. It's a simple one.
Okay.
Just do a 4-carder on it.
Okay.
If Trump bends to Putin's will, what's going to happen? Secrets don't get revealed. Live to fight another day. Things manifesting. Yeah. Oh, geez. Okay.
So you're doing if Trump bends or doesn't?
Yeah, bend? I'm doing if he bends to Russia, and you're doing what happens if he ignores Putin's warnings. But basically, what's Putin? Basically, it's what's going to say is what's Putin going to do next if Trump doesn't play ball?
Yep.
I think you got the moon card underneath there. Good Lord. Okay, so let's start with you. If Trump ignores him,
if Trump ignores Putin, justice will be served. Right now, we are suffering from a justice delayed is justice denied scenario. If he ignores Putin, Putin is going to make damn sure Trump finally faces justice, and he's going to sow all sorts of chaos in the United States to make and making sure that he experiences justice. The qualifiers, the clarifiers, the Nine of Pentacles. This has always been my Kamala Harris card. That Kamala Harris should have won the election, and that the American voters, the messaging that the American voters was ignored, and Kamala should have won this. And you will no longer be the star. The democracy will be the star. The free and fair elections will once again be the star, the thing that we value and treasure so much. Basically, if you cross me here, I'm going to expose what happened in this election, and it's going to sow chaos. Kamala is going to become president, and you will now have to face the justice system.
And as a consequence, you have to look at, I'll have to throw additionally on that one, the consequences of the United States on that one. For me, if he heeds Putin's warning, they keep the secrets under wraps for now. Mm-hmm. But there'll be more opportunities to keep those secrets. You're going to give us what we want, and you're going to do what we tell you to do, but the blackmail doesn't stop here. This is not an instance where, the blackmail, do what we say and then we stop outing you. They are going to push more and more and more. Russia's not going to stop blackmailing Trump as long as he's in office. They're going to keep coming after him with bigger and bigger demands. They're going to want state secrets. They're going to want spies. They're going to want the sun, the moon, and the stars from Donald Trump. And Donald Trump may give them everything that they ask for.
Yeah, kids, this is why you don't want a president that's compromised.
Exactly.
This is why you want FBI doing background checks on your cabinet appointments.
Yeah, okay, so let's do consequences.
Okay.
Same thing. Consequences to the United. In your case, what are the consequences of the United States with that justice card? If Trump doesn't play ball, what's going to happen to the U.S.? And I'm going to read the consequences to the U.S. if Trump does play ball. Consequences
to the U.S. if Trump does not play ball for entertainment purposes only. Mm-hmm. Okay, I got the card. Okay. Okay, we're going to start throwing some twos here. Doesn't play ball. Okay, so if the U.S. does not play ball and Russia's
if Trump does not play ball with Putin, what are the consequences to the United States?
Okay, we have to look. We've got to basically we have choices to make on what our country and democracy looks like going forward, because
there's that card.
Yeah, basically the election results were manufactured. They were illusionary. They were manifested, and there's going to be great outrage. And Trump, basically, we're going to have to start defending what our election security needs to be defended, because our democracy needs to be defended. And then we have a choice. How do we move this thing forward?
Do you think that the magician card is them revealing how they did it?
Yeah, totally.
Here's how we did it.
Yep.
You don't want to play ball? Okay, we're going to let you. Here's our next step. We're going to tell you how we did it.
They will probably not reveal everything that they've done, because they need to do it in the future.
Sure.
they got other countries to subvert elections on. But this is, if you go to that Cash Peters video where they show Merrick Garland with the machine that whips the storm cloud in half, and they get the lower half, but the upper half spins off and hides in a little alcove somewhere.
Into the cloud, yeah.
Yeah. So that's exactly it. They give them enough to prove that we screwed around with your elections.
Yeah, here's here's the email exchanges, or here's the before and after results, or something along those lines. Stuff that's easily found.
Yeah.
And demonstrable.
Yeah, so everything starts to line up. We're not going to give you the actual code that we used. That blew up in the satellite.
Well, right? You know what it is? It's like, what they say with the intelligence agencies, it's not the secrets, it's the sources.
Yeah. Okay.
So like, here's the secrets that were revealed to us. Here you go. You can verify all this stuff. We're not going to tell you who the mole is because we want more secrets. But here's what they gave us.
Yeah.
You can verify it. For me, here's what happens if he does play ball. The truth is going to come out. Russia is going to continue. What's going to happen in the United States if Trump does play hardball? The truth will eventually come out, and it's going to bring a collapse down to the Trump administration because Russia's just going to keep strong arming him. They'll keep the secrets quiet for a while, but they're going to keep asking for more and more.
Yeah.
And eventually, people are going to figure out that Trump is compromised because he keeps giving stuff away, and eventually it's going to collapse in the U.S. And it's kind of like Putin's goal. Fine, you don't want to you want to play ball. Fine, we're gonna extract as much out of you as we can, and then we'll collapse your country.
Yeah.
So you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, the one thing you said kind of triggered a thought earlier. What could Zelensky have offered Trump to make Trump say, no, you know what, Putin, Zelensky has things that are more valuable to me. It could be that if the war ends, Zelensky's like, hey, I'll give all the contracts for rebuilding Ukraine to American companies. Start rebuilding the
Trump LLC company, American companies that will give kickbacks to the Trump LLCs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Trump absolutely smells that. He's counting the dollar signs.
You could build the nicest resort hotel right in the middle of the country. We'll pave gold roads from all directions to go right to your resort.
So a 50-foot gold statue of you.
Yeah, so it's just, I think Zelensky has learned how to be a politician.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no doubts that Zelensky does not care for the man, but he's also smart enough to realize that if he can leverage this man, he can save his country. Yeah. And he's probably a much better smooth talker than Putin ever will be.
He's the shiny new toy who's got more money to offer.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like an untapped resource. Trump has tapped Putin, and so he knows what that flavor is like. And now, he doesn't want Marla Maples anymore. Now he wants a fresh new Melania.
Yes. Yeah. So, I don't know if you want to look any more at this or.
No, I think the phrase "damned if you do, damned if you don't." This is just extortion. This is extortion. Whether in the end of the day, well, you know what? I do want to read on one thing. Putin's ultimate intent with the United States with all this.
Okay.
What is Putin's intent?
I want to look at the timing of when Putin finally says enough's enough.
Okay. Well, I think that's free will choices. But let's see. What's Putin's intent with all of this? Two of Wands.
That's
the planning of the corruption. It's just something he's been working on for a while. He corrupting the United States, bringing down its stature, its ability to influence things on the world. The United States has just been. They've always had everything go their way. They always win, and you can't beat them with missiles, so you beat them with messages. And you can do it quickly, too. Revealing all their secrets, the illusions, the lies, judgment. Yeah, it's a winner-takes-all type of thing here. He has no problem corrupting. the evil intents of it. He's going to win. He's going to take you can't take him down with missiles, so you take him down with messaging on it, and almost show like the United States is an illusion, that they really aren't what they say they are. And then the world casts judgment on him, and there's almost like a new world order. He just wants to take the U.S. down because he's a dick.
Okay, so I want to look at the timing of it, because some people in the comments were wondering, it's like, well, why is he leaning on Trump now? He's not even president yet. And to me, it's like, this is the time he can lean on him. He's got the most influence on him, because if there was election fraud that Russia was behind, that they have receipts for, they can hold that over Trump's head. Like, do you want to become president? Do you want to avoid all these court cases? Because if you do, then you need to end this war with Ukraine right now. Basically, we need ironclad assurance that this is going to happen. Because you said you could do it in 24 hours, and you know what it takes for us to agree to it. So you got to get Zelensky to buy in. So to me, it's like, if Trump doesn't come through by a certain time, Russia's going to say, maybe it's time for us to start playing our cards. I think what you were saying earlier, David, on one of your previous videos, is they're going to like bleed them out slowly. They're going to release information out slowly.
Ratcheting. They just ratchet more. How much do we have to release before you play ball?
Yeah.
And they're going to hit a breaking point at some point. It's like, okay, last chance, final offer.
So if Trump does not play ball, will Russia release information to prevent him from becoming president? This is for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a power move.
Who's your daddy?
Yep. Do what we say, because we're the strong one here. Do you really want Kamala to be president? Because we have the receipts, and we'll let her loose on you.
They're ruthless bastards. They really are. There's no emotion in it. This is purely a business deal.
Yeah, you got Biden on one side, you got Kamala on the other side, Kamala underneath. You play ball, or you lose your opportunity to be president, and all your hopes, wishes, and dreams fulfilled will go away.
Yeah, it's Putin underneath it, just smug, holding all the cards.
Yep.
I guess that's just it. When you've got the blackmail. You've absolutely got the blackmail, and he will. How much can you get out of this guy before you reveal him? And I suspect he's going to reveal him anyways.
Yeah, for Putin's standpoint, ending the war in Ukraine is absolute top on his list.
It's just face saving at this point.
Oh, exactly. He doesn't have a way out. So if he could get Zelensky to basically say, okay, you could keep the land, and and then we'll end this. Putin then can spin it as, we forced them to surrender. We got our land back, and then he can focus on trying to save the economy, because he's probably this close to having the oligarchs and the average citizens start to revolt against him. And his health isn't good to begin with, so he knows his days are numbered. So, hey, you know what? This is a man who has very little to lose at this point. So, yeah, and the blackmailing of Trump, hey, if he releases the information, it's not hurting him. It's not hurting Putin at all. He's going to look like a hero to other countries, except for maybe the Republic of Georgia and some of these other countries that have accused Putin of rigging their elections too.
The other thing comes to mind is Putin's idea of recreating the Soviet Union isn't going to happen now. Ukraine didn't fall, so he's not going to be able to do that. So what's your next best play? What do you want to be known for? Recreating the Soviet Union was primary objective.
Yeah,
he's not going to hit primary objective. What's secondary objective?
Damaging the U.S.
Yeah. So
firing a shot.
Expect that he's going to have to go with secondary objective, which is taking down the U.S. a peg or 5.
Yep. And doing it before the inauguration, where you could do max damage.
Exactly.
Create the most chaos.
Okay.
All right. I think that's all we got here.
All right. 25 minutes. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting our channel. We do appreciate it.
Absolutely. Leave a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe. We produce a video and publish it at midnight Pacific time every day. And leave a comment. I read them all, and I respond to any of them.
Okay, and again, these readings are for entertainment purposes only. We throw tarot cards and use them as stepping stones to try and sort of piece together a narrative of the energy that's going around. This energy is impacted by people's free will and the decisions they make. What we predict today may be totally undone tomorrow. Trump could just say, all right, Putin, F you, I'm going to launch nukes at you. Or he could say, oh, yes, Daddy, I'll do anything you tell me to.
Yes.
Or he could just have a heart attack and go away.
And we also have something that no one else has. We have the secret card. And
Which is the King of Pentacles, oligarchs.
Pentacles. Yeah, it's all about money. It's all about power.
Always. All right, everyone. Take care. We'll catch you on the next video.